Hi guys, welcome to Rural Comedies, Facts, and Trivia. Thank you for being here. Today's video is on June Lockhart of Petticoat Junction and how she quietly turned Petticoat Junction into somewhat a progressive sitcom. B. Benaderet gave it her all. In November of '67, the 61-year-old actress learned she had lung cancer. She was in the middle of filming season 5 of her popular TV series, Petticoat Junction. Over a 6-week span, during the holiday season, she underwent radiation treatment. As the new year dawned, doctors concluded that her treatment had been successful. She recuperated for 10 weeks as production on the sitcom continued. Viewers flooded her mailbox with get-well letters. Meanwhile, a couple actresses stepped in to fill her shoes on the show. Rosemary DeCamp and Shirley Mitchell played the sister and cousin of Benaderet's character, Kate Bradley, respectively. The scripts explained that Kate was merely out of town caring for a relative. By the 5th season finale, Kate's Homecoming aired on March 30th. She had rejoined the cast. A few episodes into filming season 6, however, she stepped away from production due to fatigue. She refused to give up. The plan has hatched to record her voice for use in future episodes before her eventually return. As the original voice of Betty Rubble, she was no stranger to spirited voice acting. Sadly, she passed away on October 13th of 1968. Petticoat Junction suddenly found itself without a lead actor. She was the heart and soul of the show. Fortunately, a skilled replacement was available. Lost in Space had finished its 3-year run earlier that year, so June Lockhart, who had played Mom Maureen Robinson on the sci-fi series, hung up her spacesuit and headed to Hooterville to join the gang on Petticoat Junction. I'm having a rough time with that. Okay, replacing a beloved character is never easy, and Lockhart certainly had big shoes to fill. Much like Jack Burns, who stepped in to fill the void left by Don Knotts on the Andy Griffith Show, Lockhart was not given much of a chance by viewers. As the ratings dropped, Petticoat Junction ever so slightly chugged along into new territory. While the show firmly remained in the Paul Henning television universe, right alongside its lighthearted sibling shows, Beverly Hillbillies and Green Acres, Petticoat Junction subtly introduced themes of women's liberation. Admittedly, some of it was done for laughs. This was a 1960s comedy with a chimpanzee, after all, not girls. But the ideas were there, and that was rare enough at the time. Lockhart joined the cast as Dr. Janet Craig, a medical professional who rents a room at the Shady Rest Hotel. Keep in mind, in 1968, a female doctor was a rare sight on television. The first female doctor on TV was an outlier, Dr. Kate Morrow, on the series City Hospital in 52 and 53. There'll be a decade before another recurring female doctor character came along as anesthesiologist Dr. Maggie Graham on Ben Casey. Lockhart's Dr. Craig was one of the few female medical professionals in a major television role. She was perfect for the part. 10 years earlier, she had played a somewhat similar role in Have Gun, Will Travel. Her Dr. Phyllis Thackeray character faced sexism and skepticism from Grumpy Cowpoke and the episode's No Visitors. Thackeray proved popular enough to return in a later episode as Paladin again struck up for the Good Doctor. Though Have Gun Will Travel was set a century earlier, Lockhart's character faced a similar situation on Petticoat Junction. When she arrives in town and the Lady Doctor, the men of Hooterville regard her with suspicion. One guy even goes so far as to make up a phony illness that Dr. Craig could never cure just to ruin her reputation. Naturally, he gets sick for real, and she must heal him, finally earning his respect. Lockhart is added to the opening credits and worked into the theme song. In a way, Petticoat Junction became one of the earliest shows centered around a professional woman. That being said, the tune did introduce her with the line, "Here's our lady MD, she's as pretty as can be." Small steps. Dr. Craig was not the only character sticking up for the women's rights at this point in the series. A few episodes later, in The Feminine Mistake, Bobby Joe becomes enthralled with a new book of the same title, a spoof of Betty Friedman's 1963 feminist bestseller, The Feminine Mystique. After reading the books, Bobby Joe rails against artificial domesticity. She refuses to lead the prescribed life of a housewife. Uncle Joe, the laugh track, and even the dog are there to laugh at her ideas. Still, Dr. Craig supports her. Bobby Joe tries out a handful of different professions and he eventually settles on astronomy. She wants to work where women are making their great strides. Science. Elsewhere in television land, Marlo Thomas was setting the mold for a single professional woman on That Girl. A couple years later, Mary Tyler Moore threw her hat in the ring, well, in the air, as a news producer on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Overlooked in all that progress is later Petticoat Junction, a sitcom in which the working women outnumbered the men. It bridged the gap between rural comedies and workplace sitcoms, even if there was a chimp in the mix too. I never really watched Petticoat Junction after Kate Bradley left, or passed her after Bea died. But it always seemed to me, and it still does, why must we add someone's political agenda or any kind of agenda they have into sitcoms? We're supposed to be laughing at sitcoms. If I want to learn from something, I'd get on the Learning Channel, So I always thought that was a bunch of malarkey. I'm not saying anything. Women deserve to be where they are, and higher if they can achieve it. That's fine. But you know what? Entertain me. Don't try to teach me anything. That's all I'm saying. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please like this video. I would appreciate it. Please share it out to your family and friends. Guys, have a great day. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.